Hello, everyone on YouTube. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, just about to start my Vocal Sound Healer radio show. I will be called on Skype shortly by my producer in New York, and then we're going to get started. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you supporting this show so much. Bless you, bless you. Thank you, thank you. Just hanging out here on YouTube, waiting for my producer to Skype me. And here he is. Hey, Tommy. Oh, hey, Mark. Okay. Hey. And I'm on hold now. They're playing a commercial at BBM Global Network. And we're just about to begin. All right. They're starting a little late today. Once again, thank you everyone on YouTube for tuning in today, and for those listening to the replays. Vocal Sound Healer. The number? Yes. All righty. There's a frenzy over there in the New York studio right now. I can hear it. You know those New Yorkers. I was born in Manhattan myself. All right, and another commercial. So sorry everyone for the delay. Show is starting shortly. I'm good, Tommy. Thanks for saying hi. Thank you for your patience. And now the show is beginning over there. This is what they're hearing. Fly to me, dragon, fly. Fly close to me, dragon, fly. Sing me your song. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer radio show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate you tuning into BBM, and thanks for those listening on YouTube. This is the third show of a 16-show series, and we're going to be on the air today for just under 1 hour. You are welcome to call in at any time. You can request a healing song, talk to me about what's happening with your body, with your heart, with your life, and I will spontaneously tune into you and your being and deliver you a song, a healing song just for you. And that phone number is 855-680-9070. So, last week we talked about the active use of vocal sound healing for transformation of consciousness. And this week, I'm going to be discussing with you the history, the lineage of the art and practice of vocal sound healing on planet Earth. I will be referencing a variety of indigenous cultures worldwide who for over thousands of years were anchored in practices that involved the human voice, vocal sound, and singing for healing and transformation of consciousness. I discovered the history, the true history on this planet of many, many, many indigenous peoples via my dissertation advisor, Dr. Carolyn Kenny, who is still a researcher at the University of California, Santa Barbara. And she is half Choctaw Indian. And so both has the wisdom of the indigenous peoples embodied for her, and as well as an academic researcher and a certified music therapist. She said to me one day when I was having these dialogues with her about the theory, I said, well, I know what I'm going to talk about in the dissertation so far is I'm going to blend Carl Jung's theory of the psyche with music therapy with the subfield of voice therapy. And she said, well, why don't you tell me about the most important case you ever had? And I started telling her about this case, and it turned out that, and someday, probably not later today, but someday on the show, I will talk about this case. And in the case, an animal figure appeared in the form of a grizzly bear. And the person that I was working with and the grizzly bear merged as one, and they had a breakthrough with the issue they were working with in their life. And when I told her about that, she said, okay, so now that you've told me that, go read these 20 books written by cultural anthropological researchers regarding indigenous cultures worldwide, going back thousands of years, who have used vocal sound, singing, and animal figures to bring healing and transformation of consciousness to the people in their communities. So I did that, and it led me to even more books and more research till my dissertation became the weaving together of 3 fields. That's called a theoretical dissertation, where you weave together disparate fields of knowledge to come up with a theory. So I'm very excited tonight to give honor to the lineage of the First Nations people on this planet whose cultural worldview is incredibly broad, and especially as it comes to their models for illness and healing, because they believe, and I also believe this, that illness is connected to multiple aspects of the self and the environment, and that in order for us to be feeling healed and whole and complete, we need to be in balance with all levels of our own being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, but also connected to the land, to the sky, to the rivers, to the sun, that there is an inherent balance to all of creation. And that when we are ill, we are out of balance inside ourselves and with nature, with greater creation, with Creator, with Mother Earth. And so across all the Indigenous cultures, I found that they had both one-on-one, where it would be, medicine man, woman, or shaman working with an individual to create healing, as well as group ceremonies that would involve everyone to generate healing for everybody present. So I began my work before I wrote my dissertation. And so in retrospect, what I realized is that it is my mission to support the reclamation of our capacity as human beings to use our voices for our healing, and as communities to use our voices for our healing, and to be grounded and balanced inside ourselves with our own bodies, minds, souls, spirits, emotions, our unique spiritual essence of who we are, and balanced and grounded with nature. So I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to speak with you about this tonight. And I'll be talking about the specifics. I'll be just kind of highlighting some specific Indigenous peoples and examples of ceremonies that correlate to songs, sounds, and animals to bring healing. Now, we are going to take a break at this time. Please feel free to call in if you would like. 855-680-9070. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I'm very happy you're here with me. I really, really appreciate who you are and your support of this show. I mean that with all my heart. So please stand by. Excellent. Can I speak to them?
My name is Sharon. I've been with her before, so if there's anybody else on, you don't have to, but I'm really related. Maybe the first call, so we'll take you right after the commercial break. Okay.
Okay, Sharon, it's wonderful to have you.
Oh, hi, Gwen. Great. I was just on a nature walk today.
Sharon, go ahead and hold it for when we have you live, okay? No, dear. I trust you, and I trust our relationship. Breathe deep. Okay. So those on YouTube, there's a woman named Sharon who after the break is going to come She has a response to what I have shared so far. All right, everybody, 30 seconds, then we're coming back on. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. 15 seconds. Hello, this is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure with the Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show, live with BBM Global Network and radio. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us after the break. We so appreciate your support of this new show, right? We're in show 3 of our 16 series. Now, before the break, I was talking to everybody about what I wrote about in my doctoral dissertation. Once I found the power of what I was doing the first few months of my vocal sound healing practice, I decided to go and get my PhD. And over time, it was revealed that there's an incredible history and lineage still present today in Indigenous culture, wisdom, knowledge, and application of how to use the singing voice, the sounding voice, and very often with the combination of healing animal spirits and animal totems and animal figures to bring balance to a person, to a community. And we do have a caller on the line. And Sharon, are you there? Okay, Sharon. What do you want to share today, Sharon?
Well, I just so appreciate that you're really talking about being in nature and getting that balance. Um, and the reason I called was just today, just before you went on the air, I had been out with some friends who started a nature group. And we were out walking the land, and at one point, we were asked to go out and just connect with something. And I thought it was going to be the birds because I love the birds, but it was the ground. It was
Mm-hmm.
the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And just last week, I had the pleasure of being at the river with you.
Mm.
And I remember at one point we were in the cold in the water
Mm-hmm.
and doing healing with the different people. And I had to get out because I was so cold. And I went to the rock and laid on it. And oh my goodness, I had never done that. It was just so welcoming and so warming. It was so beautiful. So I so appreciate all that you are bringing to the show, the knowledge that you have in the in the background, and as you say, you have to honor the lineage that you are coming from. We don't often really honor nature
Right.
and
Right.
I think it's so important that we do that. So thank you. And
Hold on one second. Let me respond because you're saying a lot of things. Give me some space. so, so Sharon is sharing that she went out in nature today and really connected with the earth. And she's also sharing that she's one of the participants in my Yuba River vocal sound healing workshop last Friday in Nevada City. And that she's sharing with everyone about there was a section of the workshop that I created for people to identify what it is they're ready to let go of at this time in their lives. And everyone who's listening, feel free to kind of participate in this by connecting with that within yourself right now. And the second question I asked them was, what is it that you're wanting to claim, that you're desiring, that you're yearning for in your life? And then I had each person go out in the water by themselves for a little while, then come back to the group, which was in the water near the shore. We weren't swimming, we were standing in about 3 feet of water, and have each person name what they're releasing and what they're claiming to bring into their lives, and then be held. I was holding everyone gently at their head, and just very gently, whoever was wanting to participate, be around the periphery of that person's body, just barely touching them so they could feel they're floating. And once they named what they were releasing and what they were claiming, I would tune into them as I would in a private session and sing them a song. And Sharon was just sharing how there was a point at which she got very cold and got up on the rock, and that connection that she felt, that I'm guessing, Sharon, it was like a similar resonance and connection at the river on that rock as you were getting warmed up by the heat of that rock that you had today, a connection to earth. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But on the rock, it was just, oh, I don't know how, it was so deep, and it'd been so deep because the water had been so cold, and
Mm-hmm.
and the rock is so warm. And I'd never had a connection to rocks,
Mm-hmm.
so I just appreciate what you've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, and I feel you and hear you that you had such a powerful connection to that rock, and you've never had that before, and it was kind of almost shocking to you in a beautiful way. And to weave that together with the theme of today's show, all Indigenous peoples recognize the life of rocks and the life of all beings, right? Uh, Rocks and rivers and the sun and the wind and lightning and rain, and that everything is alive. And when we can actually open ourselves to that life force that exists in, yes, animals, animate objects, as well as inanimate objects, that we might, with our particular, many of us, Western and cultural Asian, we're told, rocks aren't alive, they don't exist. Well, in indigenous cultures, they definitely believe that rocks not only are alive, but have memory and wisdom. And we can open and allow ourselves to connect to the life force like you experienced with the rock, and feel peace and support.
absolutely.
Okay, well, Sharon, go ahead. We're gonna have to wrap up right now, Sharon. You can hold on and come back after the break if you'd like. It's up to you.
I do have a request if that's
That's
okay.
fine. You can request. We'll come back after the break. So this is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure with the Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. When we come back, we'll hear a song request from the caller on the line. So please stand by. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Alrighty then. Thank you. I appreciate that. They're giving me the high five from New York. Yeah, everyone listening on YouTube, you can take a break yourself right now, or those who aren't taking a break want to listen. I just want to share that I really appreciate your support again. I'm one of these people that will continually tell you I'm grateful for you. It never gets old for me because I feel that. This is a very powerful initiation for me to be doing this show. I'm extremely grateful to BBM Global Network for finding me, realizing there was an audience out there that would be interested in this topic, finding me, honoring me. And it's been quite a journey since last year in November, coming into this feels like I'm at a next level. And Tommy, I was thinking about you today, how you've been such a great guide for me and such a caring person, as well as giving me guidance technologically to go to this next level. You're welcome, because this is an example of vocal sound healing, to be doing a radio show and specifically to be talking about the work that's the most important, thing to me in my life. So always having to break through any critical voices, any resistances to be here with y'all. So every single time I am with you, I'm incredibly grateful. And 10 seconds before we are live again on BBM. Hello, welcome back. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Also have people listening on my Gwendolyn McClure YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Before the break, I was speaking with a caller, Sharon, about her experience, her connection to the earth, her experience at my Yuba River vocal sound healing workshop last Friday. So that was since our last radio show. And then Sharon, you said you had a request. What is that?
I did. Well, in lieu of what you're talking about today, of being in nature and really connecting with nature, I was wondering if you might do a song. Anything comes to you about grounding, about really being connected to the earth.
I got it. Sharon.
Good.
Okay, so so keep breathing. So Sharon has requested a song that relates to the ground and grounding in the earth. So I'd like to invite everyone who's listening to me right now, right? You're here with me, so let me lead you. I'd like to invite everyone to slow down and drop your shoulders and feel where your body's connecting the surface beneath you. Breathe, connect to your heart, connect to your abdominal area, relaxing all the way to the pelvic floor and taking slow rhythmic breaths as you're hearing me, as though you are breathing in the song. Where we sit is holy, holy is the ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to the sound. Great Spirit circle all around me. Where we sit is holy, holy is the ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to that sound. Great Spirit circle all around me. Where we sit is holy, holy is the ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to that sound. Great Spirit circle all around me. Where we sit is holy, holy is the ground. Forest, mountain, river, listen to that sound. Great Spirit circle all around me. Great Spirit circle all around me. Great Spirit circle all around me. Everyone take a deep breath in. yourself to breathe and let the after echoes of the song resonate in your system. And I'm going to share an insight that came to me while I was singing. And then, Sharon, if you're still on the line, you can share what you noticed receiving that song. And what came to me is that most of us, the majority of us on the planet right now, were not raised in the context of a First Nations people where on a daily basis we were guided to connect to the earth, to listen to the messages in the wind, the messages of the birds, the messages of the water. So, what made me think of that was before I even got to the place where I was doing the research about Indigenous wisdom on this topic. I, in 91, began leading people on 3 to 4 day wilderness retreats along the Sespe River. That's in the last undammed river of Southern California. Up the 33 behind Ojai. And so I was thinking about how I did that, and I was thinking about how I was winging it. I was finding my way. I had done a retreat in 89. It was a 8-day wilderness retreat where I did a 3-day solo. But the point is, we're doing our best to reclaim and reconnect our right to recognize that we are children of the Creator, however you want to call the Creator to be, and this earth. And Sharon, did you want to share anything before I kind of go on speaking about Indigenous cultures?
Just that I felt a tremendous energy of love coming in, but then also a great release. And afterwards, I felt so light. So thank you, Gwendolyn. That was just beautiful.
Okay.
And I so honor your work of really speaking of the importance of connecting with the earth and with all aspects of nature. So thank you again today.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Sharon. Talk to you soon. So what she was sharing is that she felt an enormous amount of energy coming into her system when she was hearing the song, and a release and a comfort. So, and she was thanking me for the topic tonight. So very good. And anyone is welcome to still call in at 855-680-9070. You can also reach me throughout the week if you wanted to give me a suggestion for a topic or ask me a question at gwendolyn@vocalsoundhealer.com. So, my friends, we are going to head into another commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to begin sharing with you specific information about one of the Indigenous cultures that has used vocal sound and singing to bring healing and transformation of consciousness. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer radio show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I'm so grateful you're here. Please stand by. All right. Thank you. Is this Mark? Thank you. Thank you, Mark. So, Mark, go ahead. Yeah, tell him to put his feet up. Mark, who's Tommy Shizano, my producer's assistant, is sharing that I have a medicinal voice. I love that. That's a new term for me, Mark. I have never heard anyone say that before. I recognize your innovative nature. Send me an email and put that in there. One sentence. You have a medicinal voice, because I want I want to write it down and put it somewhere. He's gonna let me use. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the permission to use that. Yes, I can feel that. Well, I bet you do like the show because it helps people connect to their creative flow and the intuitive flow. Thank you so much, Mark. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And 10 seconds. Ooh, I just thought of something. Hello, this is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much for staying with me after the break. I so appreciate it. Before the break, I was talking about how I had just sung a song and got feedback from the caller about the song and how that brought it. It seems like it brought healing to her and her system. So I'm very grateful for that. Today's show, I'm highlighting the wisdom of First Nations people on planet Earth regarding the topic of vocal sound healing, vocal sound, and singing. And I'd like to mention one of the Indigenous cultures right now, and that is the Dagara people of Northwest Africa, primarily in the region of the country of Burkina Faso. And I'm drawing this knowledge from that culture's elder, Malidoma Patrice Somé. And I've had the privilege of both reading many of his books, one of which is called Of Water and Spirit. And I have participated in workshops, multiple workshops with this man. He has an absolutely fascinating story of having been captured at 4 years old and taken by Jesuit priests to be brought up in the Jesuit seminary, and how at age, I believe it was around 19, sort of freed himself by getting in a fight with one of the teachers at the school and found his way back 200 miles to his family and was given permission to go through initiation, which is usually held at age 13. So it's an enormously powerful story and an enormously powerful man. And his life purpose is to bridge his culture with the Western culture. So in his book, he talks about how in one of the Dagara ceremonies, they have people designated to sing songs to pierce the hearts of people present, to open them up and to help them connect with their emotions and to release those emotions, to be fully present. This is particularly applicable during their grieving ceremonies. So I'm grateful to Malidoma. I'm grateful to his communication of the beautiful wisdom of the Dagara people of Northwest Africa. And I wanted to mention that because a very good friend of mine this week, actually 2 days ago, very suddenly lost her 44-year-old son, my very dear friend, Mary. And what I would like to do is I'd like to sing a song. It is a song, it is a grieving song from the people called the Yoruban people, also of Northwest Africa. This song was taught to me by the author and drummer and mythologist Michael Mead. So I'd like you to breathe deeply in this song, and I'm dedicating this song to Mary and her family and her son's spirit. When we are left behind, it is the most challenging. And I'd like to dedicate this song to Mary, her family, and to all of us who are experiencing grieving right now, to have this song acknowledge your grief, honor you in it, allow yourself to let go and be bathed by this song and assisted. And if tears come, please let them. That's a part of vocal sound healing release. Breathe deeply in the heart, belly, pelvic floor. Ne, ne, you, ya. Ne, ne, you, ya. You. Aele, ayu, aeshulu, ne ne, eyu ya, ne ne. Hey, you, yeah. You. Le. You. Shulu. Ne, ne, you, ya. Ne, ne, you, ya. You. Aele, ayu, aeshulu. Okay, everybody, deep breath in. And what came to me when I was singing that song is that, we have grieving not just when people we love pass, but also when things when things die in our lives. We make powerful transitions, leaving school, leaving relationships, when former stages of our lives pass. So allow yourself to breathe in, allow that song to resonate, and be present to yourself and the earth beneath you. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. When we come back, I will continue talking about the wisdom of Indigenous cultures and their vocal sound healing practices. Please stand by. Thank you. Alrighty then. I'm glad it's soothing for you, Mark. Absolutely. Can I say that out loud on YouTube? Okay, so this is very special. I really appreciate you sharing that. So, Mark is sharing with me that he has an anxiety disorder and that listening to me singing and my medicinal voice is better than Klonopin, which is, a psychotropic drug for people's healing. And, this is so important, Mark, and you're really deepening our YouTube audience. You are, because I believe that anxiety is in large part related to that we're disconnected from our capacity to remain present in the depths of our being, to hold ourselves with love with whatever we're experiencing. And so who teaches us, how to do that, how to be that way? He says, if I wasn't in engineering, I'd want to call on the show and talk to you. That's awesome, Mark. I love that. 10 seconds. That's awesome. Thank you, Mark. Hello. Welcome back. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer radio show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Before the break, I had sung a song by the Yoruban people, and it's their grieving song, one of their grieving songs. Ne ne yuya. And I sang that to honor my friend Mary and her family for her son's passing 2 days ago, very suddenly. And to also give a demonstration of how Indigenous peoples create these beautiful songs, and they're designed to hold people and carry people through their grieving, connecting people to their grieving, carrying them through their grieving, supporting them to drop down into their vulnerable place. Because, everyone gets caught up in functioning and doing whatever it is. And as the Dagara wisdom says, in their ceremonies, they have people singing songs to pierce the hearts of the village members, of the community, so that they can drop into the place where they would even feel whatever their feelings are. So we can benefit so much by this wisdom, and their songs help to carry their community members, and so they can stay present long enough to feel their feelings. And the sounds themselves are both helping carry them and each person and their emotions. And the songs come in also to bring balance of a person in connection to their emotions, in connection to their spirit. Because when songs are sung at a healing level, at a level which is designed to be balanced and whole and honor and acknowledge the wholeness of each being, it has a healing effect. And I'm just incredibly grateful for the vision coming to me for this work in June of 1990, and then of doing it courageously and just opening myself to and allowing it to come through me, and then to explore and celebrate the lineage on our planet of all these incredible healers and wisdom keepers, the indigenous people. So, yes, that's what we were talking about before the break. And what I'd like to share about now is another story from another beautiful First Nations people, and that is the Bosavi Kalu people. And they're from Bosavi, which is a region outside of Papua New Guinea. Now, in this culture, as in all indigenous cultures, they make space for, on a daily basis, awareness of our emotions. And they honor that with songs. I remember one of the stories is that there's a woman, a mother, whose son is going to be married to a woman who lives on an island, a different place. And before he even leaves, she begins to feel anticipatory grief about him no longer living in their community. And she falls down on her knees in the middle of the day as she's walking because she's struck by her own anticipatory grieving because of the power of her love for her son. And she falls down on her knees and begins to create a spontaneous song while wailing and singing her grief and her words, acknowledging this loss, because it is for her at that time a type of death. Yes, he's not physically dying, but by leaving, that psychologically has the feeling of so much loss. So, that's what I was getting at before. Death is physical, yes, but it's also, we go through things and then we experience psychological death, and it needs to be acknowledged and honored. So there is a ceremony in this Bosavi Kalu people, and it's called the Gisalu, Gisal, I think Lo, Gisalo ceremony. And in this ceremony, it's a gathering of people's different aspects of their tribe living in different places. For example, her son might come back for this gathering, and his new wife and their family. And it's where they may trade goods, this kind of thing. So I've just been told we're going to go to a commercial break now, and when we return, I will tell you about this very special ceremony of the Bosavi Kalu people in New Guinea. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Can't wait to speak to you again. All right. Okay. So thank you for telling me what time it is, because I didn't even know that we're actually almost over. So are we going to end on time then? So our show got cut a little short? Okay. Okay. Okay, 15 seconds. Hello, this is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure, Vocal Sound Healer radio show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Thank you for staying tuned. Before the break, I told you I was going to be talking about a very specific ceremony called the Gisalo ceremony of the Bosavi Kalu people of the Bosavi region outside Papua New Guinea. And this story demonstrates their culture's connection to animal figures. So they do believe that the certain birds that live there that are mourning doves carry the spirits of their ancestors. They have a cultural belief that when their loved ones cross over, they turn into birds, they turn into mourning doves. And there's the ceremony includes all the different various tribes performing songs that they have composed with the sounds of mourning doves, designed to evoke memories of loved ones that have passed. And what's fascinating to me is that it's actually kind of a playful contest, and the group that wins the prize is the one that ended up evoking the most emotion on the part of the people listening in this gathering, in this ceremony. So isn't that a fascinating story? I love that because it talks about a people who are so comfortable with their emotions and have that so balanced with everything else, other ways that they're functioning, and creating and weaving and gathering water and building things, right? They have emotions so solidly woven in to their community and so balanced that they have an event where the sharing of emotions is honored, is highlighted, and the process of actually allowing your guard to fall down and drop down into your vulnerability is honored. Now, think about how far a cry that is from most of our experiences in the Western culture. So what I'd like to talk to you about is that I have more to say on this topic, and we're going to be wrapping the show up for today. So I'll come back to this. In our 16 weeks, I'll come back to this because this is a beautiful carrying heritage for us to be honoring and learn from. I'm very happy to report that on next week's show, the 4th show, I'm going to have my first and a very special guest. His name is David Gibson. And David is the conference coordinator for the Global Sound Healing Conference, which is in September in Oakland, California. I believe this is either the 4th or 5th annual Global Sound Healing Conference. And David Gibson is also founder and director of Globe Institute of Sound and Consciousness. So, turns out yours truly will be presenting at this conference in September. And so we're going to have a fantastic show finding out about him, his work, the conference, the institute. And I'm very grateful. So let me just close with this. Sometimes we dance together, and sometimes we dance apart. And when the love flows on forever, my spirit flies, my spirit flies, my spirit flies, my spirit flies. I'm so grateful for you being with me. I'd be so honored if you would come back next week or listen to the replays on YouTube. And the podcast will begin to be showing on my BBM site. This is Dr. Gwendolyn McClure with Vocal Sound Healer Radio Show with BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful week. Love and blessings to you all. Bye-bye. Thank you.